All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're tackling a beauty hack that's like all over the internet. Using caffeine for those stubborn under-eye circles?
You've seen it, I've seen it. Those videos promising a miracle fix for dark circles using something that's probably sitting in your kitchen right now. But here's the big question. Does it actually work? Well, that's what we're here to find out. We're going to dive into the claims, unpack the science, and get into some super recent research.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll look at the popular DIY hack itself. Then, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of how caffeine is supposed to work. After that, we gotta ask, is this just a temporary thing with some hidden risks? And then, the exciting part, we'll reveal what a brand new study from 2024 has to say. And finally, we'll pull it all together so you have a clear strategy.
All right, first up, let's talk about that super simple, kinda hopeful promise we all see online. The good old homemade coffee mask.
Dark circles. We all know them, right? Whether it's from a late night, a stressful week, or hey, just your genetics, they can feel impossible to get rid of. So it's no surprise we're all on the hunt for a quick and easy fix.
And what's crazy is how simple this hack seems. I mean, this recipe, which India Today actually called a wonder potion, is something you can literally whip up in your kitchen. The whole idea is that you just let the caffeine from the coffee grounds soak into your skin and poof, magic. But okay, what is that magic supposed to be doing?
Okay, so let's say it does work. What's the actual science here? Let's dig in.
So, the skin under our eyes is super thin. That means when the blood vessels under there get bigger or a little leaky, you see it right away. Hello, puffiness and dark circles. Now, this is where caffeine is supposed to be the hero. It's what's called a vasoconstrictor, which is just a fancy way of saying it tightens up those blood vessels. So in theory, that should mean less blood flow, less swelling, and a brighter, less puffy look. Makes sense, right?
But, and this is a big but, here's where things get kind of messy. A beauty science site called Typology really highlighted this. The early evidence is all over the place. I mean, you have one study from 2010 that said, yep, this caffeine cream helped. But then another study found pretty much no difference between a caffeine gel and a gel with nothing in it, a placebo. That kind of suggests maybe it was just the cool feeling of the gel doing the work. And that's exactly why this debate has been going on forever.
So that brings up a really important question. Even if you get a quick, temporary fix, is this actually a good idea in the long run?
And listen to this because this is the real kicker. Experts, like the ones at 2020 Beauty, warn about something called, get ready for it, tachyphylaxis. Basically, your body gets used to the caffeine, so you need more and more to get the same result. But even worse, all that repeated tightening and relaxing can actually weaken your blood vessel walls over time, making them more likely to leak. So yeah, your little quick fix could literally be making the whole problem worse.
So before you go mixing up another coffee mask, maybe think about these safer, proven alternatives. You know, a simple cold compress does a similar thing. It constricts blood vessels, but without that long-term risk. And honestly, just looking at things like how much salt you're eating, staying hydrated, or even just propping your head up with an extra pillow at night can make a massive difference with puffiness.
Okay, but hold on. Just when you're about to write off caffeine completely, a brand new study, I'm talking April 2024, comes out and gives us the clearest picture we've ever had on this.
And it turns out the secret might just be in the dose. This study, which ran for 12 weeks, wasn't using leftover coffee grounds. Nope. They used a professionally made cream with a super specific concentration, 3% caffeine. And believe me, that detail turns out to be everything.
And get this, they didn't just ask people, hey, does it look better? They used a special device to actually measure the melanin, that's the pigment that causes the darkness. And the results are kind of wild. By week 8, there was a more than 7% drop in melanin. And by week 12, it was over 11.5%. We're not talking about just a temporary depuffing here. This is a real, measured decrease in the actual darkness under the eyes.
And here's what that actually looked like for the people in the study. This wasn't just a machine giving a number. People were seeing a real difference in the mirror. I mean, out of 18 people, 11 of them said the improvement was excellent. Another 4 said it was good. Almost everyone saw a real positive change. That's some pretty powerful stuff.
Okay, so after all that, going from a kitchen DIY all the way to a clinical lab, what's the bottom line? What do you really need to know?
So let's just run through the main takeaways here. First, that DIY coffee mask, super tempting, but it's not a proven cure, and the early science was, frankly, a mess. Plus, using it long-term could actually backfire and make things worse.
The real game changer is this new science showing that a specific 3% caffeine cream delivered real, measurable results. And that's the key takeaway. It's not just about the coffee, it's about the right concentration and the right formulation.
So there you have it, all the evidence. On one hand, you've got the simple but unproven and kind of risky DIY route. On the other, you have science pointing to a very specific formulated product. So when it comes to your own under-eye strategy, what's it going to be? The coffee cup or the skincare aisle?